Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is the Prince of FNaF, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing, and also be sure to hit that notification bell. That way, you'll indeed be notified for any awesome videos like this in the future. Alright, welcome to Mr. Cupcake Explained Part 2. This is again going to be a continuous evolution video like it was for the first. But this time we're mainly going to be focusing on versions of the cupcake from Five Nights at Freddy's AR Special Delivery. Now there are going to be two entries in this video that are affiliated with Five Nights at Freddy's AR, but most of the video will be about the versions of the cupcake that appear in Five Nights at Freddy's AR, and there's a lot of them. I guess we should start off with one that isn't associated with Five Nights at Freddy's AR, the blacklight cupcakes. The blacklight cupcakes were featured in the blacklight line of Funko's Five Nights at Freddy's merch, and there are various different versions of blacklight cupcake featured in this line. We have the version that appears within the Chica action figure, as well as plushies of it, as well as a couple of various different versions of it within the Mystery Minis line. And they are pretty cool characters. Obviously, they're not like involved with the games anyway. They're just kind of a fun thing that Funko came out with, but it's still a really cool concept with the neon colors, the black eyes with the colored pupils. It's a really cool concept. Next up, we have the Golden Cupcake. Similar to Golden Freddy or Fredbear or even Spring Bonnie in design, it's just a yellow animatronic. But I don't actually know where this guy came from because it's not canonically involved within the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, at least not to my knowledge. I believe that this was a theory going around that people have seen a golden cupcake in one of the Five Nights at Freddy's games, but it's pretty generic in design. It's just a brown and yellow cupcake, and it looks very similar to the cupcake we see in Five Nights at Freddy's 1. And there's nothing really special about it other than it's just a brown and yellow cupcake. Going on to FNaF AR, we have the FNaF AR version of Mr. Cupcake here. Mr. Cupcake in FNaF AR is a hyper realistic version of the cupcake. Actually, a lot of the characters within FNaF AR have this sort of metal look, where in the base games it's hard to tell if they're made of metal or wood or some kind of other substance. Here they're most definitely made of metal, as you can see the paint chipping and you can see the silvery metal underneath. It's actually a really cool design for the characters, and I like what FNaF AR did with them. It really creates a much more beat up, withered, and even creepy look when looking at them. And obviously the cupcake here is no exception, no matter how cute he may appear. Next up, we have the Liberty Cupcake, which is pretty cool. Obviously, it's supposed to reflect the Statue of Liberty's kind of torch, but this is Liberty Chica we're talking about. So instead of Chica carrying a torch, instead it's a flaming stone cupcake, which is really cool. It looks like it's made of the same kind of stone or metal material that the Statue of Liberty would be made of. It's got red eyes, and it can be depicted either on fire or just slightly smoldered. It's a really cool design for the cupcake, and I actually really like it. The smoldering cupcake is my favorite design of the cupcake. This kind of fiery version of the cupcake. It's super cool. I love it. It's badass. It's edgy, and I just love it. It's super cool. Obviously, it's characterized as just being this kind of cupcake that's made up of this kind of hardened slag, but then it's got molten lava going through it, and obviously the cupcake itself can burst into flames. Obviously, because fire is really cool and I think it's awesome. I just love the pyro theming they went with this version of the guy. It's just super cool. 8-Bit Cupcake is actually really cool as well. He is themed around, obviously, the 8-bit sprites that you would have in those old pixelated games. And he is really cool. He obviously comes with High Score Chica, which is obviously a video game themed rendition of the Chica character. And it is a really cool character. I like the way it glows in game like an actual sprite from a video game. It's super awesome, and definitely it's the thing for video game fans. We also have the Day of the Dead cupcake, which is actually quite creepy to me. The Day of the Dead cupcake is this kind of skull shaped cupcake design with all these different designs on it. But the thing that really bothers me is just how much resemblance it has to a human skull. And then not only that, but it has glowing red eyes, which is actually, I think, the scariest version of the cupcake on this list. But very interesting. Are you scared of this version of the cupcake? I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. But yeah, something about this, just the all too realistic take on the human skull here, just bothers me for some reason. And finally, we have Little Red Chica's Muffin Basket. Now, I wasn't going to add this one on the list because Chica has had various different designs for the cupcake that didn't resemble cupcakes at all. In this case, it's a muffin, but in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, the final chapter's Halloween update, we also got a version of the cupcake that wasn't a cupcake at all. It was actually a jack-o'-lantern. So I was not tempted to put this on the list, but hey, it's still kind of a cupcake. Muffins are just like, I guess, a healthier option if you don't want a cupcake. But obviously, it's just a muffin in a basket. A very creepy, almost beat up muffin. But hey, it's just a muffin in a basket. Obviously, themed around the story of Red Riding Hood, where Red would go into the dangerous forests to try to make a long journey to her grandmother's house to deliver her some muffins that she really enjoyed, and obviously got attacked by the wolf. The interesting thing about the cupcake here is that the muffin does not look good. The muffin looks like it's all rotten and gross and moldy. Which again is kind of creepy because Five Nights at Freddy's is considered a horror game, but it's still a really interesting design for the cupcake. But anyway, let me know what you guys thought about tonight's list. And with that being said, do take care, have a great night, and I'll see you guys in the next video.